All right, Andre. Hello, Andre. Are you there?
Yeah.
Slava Ukraine. That means glory to Ukraine. This is day, I think, 6 of the war coverage right now. We haven't been covering, but I mean you know what? I wouldn't even. You know what? You know what pisses me off? Even though I wrote war coverage on my own thing, this isn't coverage. This is an invasion of Ukraine. You know what I mean? A war. I would think it would be like. Not that it would be like an agreed thing, but this is a straight up an invasion. There was nothing that Ukraine did that provoked them
Or
to get
they're not
attacked.
they're not anymore. They're only bombing.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. It's not even. You can't even call it an invasion at this point. It's a legitimate war,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's turning into world war because those fucking spineless cowards in Belarus they have Putin sticks so far down their fucking throats that they can't even breathe anymore. So now they have to do everything that he tells them. So now they got to go fight in a fucking war that they have nothing to do with. Anyway, how's your day going?
Not good. I've been watching nothing but these videos. Have you seen the second largest city in Ukraine? Krakiv? How is it? Krakiv, right?
Kharkov.
Kharkiv. So the second largest city, Kharkiv, was just Russia just detonated a missile in one of the government buildings. And if you watch the video, this is submitted by the Russian government. This isn't any false. You know how they have like false videos flying around and everything? This is a real video. I watch with my own goddamn eyes. This is a building that was standing there a few hours ago. It got completely destroyed, and there was cars that were driving there. And they said that there's a bunch of civilians that died too. So now that the president of Ukraine is calling this a war crime, one of the war crimes that have been going on.
Bro, they've been shooting at civilians within the first 24 hours of the fucking invasion. They've been fucking breaking so many international laws. I mean, how can you even... The crazy thing is that there's still people out there who support Putin.
Yeah.
If you fucking value freedom, any kind of independence, if you have a soul, there is no possible way that you can agree with what he's doing. And if you do, you're either misinformed,
Yep.
brainwashed, just a fucking retard.
That's the thing. A lot of people that I saw, I'm gonna get their opinions later on too. But I got a lot of guys, they get nervous. They believe in conspiracy theories. A lot of the people think, not a lot, but some people they're believing that this is a global conspiracy theory because I guess they're misinformed because they think it's covering for COVID or something like that, or they're saying that this is like this has been predicted and this is like a globalist plan to get the world at war or something. I'm like, dude, because they have a video of Alex Jones in October talking about a war breaking out in February. But the thing is, you have to understand, everybody was talking about it. Not everybody, but I mean, this has been leaking for a while. America leaked this out for a while that a war might break out, because Russia's so corrupt. Alex Jones has people on his payroll, as do everybody.
Hey, let me cut you off for 1 second. If I sound weird, I'm opening my window, so just let me know.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
But, I mean, look, the war has been going on for 8 years.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be fucking Nostradamus to predict that something was eventually going to happen. Russia's been fucking with Ukraine for the past 8 fucking years. And this is why the resistance is so strong right now, because people have had it to the point where it's either you fucking die for freedom or you just die, because nobody wants to live under Russian rule.
Yeah.
There's people who have been for years trying to get out of that situation because they saw this shit was coming. Unfortunately, it's only now that they're able to escape, and for some already it's too late. Like my own relatives in Kiev who are sitting in bunkers and bomb shelters, clutching their fucking AKs, worried that today might be their last day that they're alive.
Yeah.
And the invasion hasn't even fully happened yet. So the scariest thing about all this is that Ukraine is never going to give up. People would rather die. So the longer this shit keeps going, the more needless deaths you're going to have. And there's no way that Putin can win at this point. He's got how much of a fucking piece of shit human being do you have to be for the entire world to be waiting for you to fucking die. It's insane. It's a tragedy.
No, absolutely, I agree. I mean, dude, look at it. I don't see any way Russia can win. And I don't mean win as in take over. I can see them taking over, especially with Belarus joining, and they're just going to keep sending troops over. Let's say they do take over. Okay, so what happens next? They kill the president. They destroy Kiev. Just no, but let's like run it through. Okay, they destroy a bunch of, and then eventually they take over, right? What's gonna happen after? What's gonna happen after? Are they gonna, are they just gonna lay down? Are they gonna lay down and accept it? Like hell no, that will never happen. Nobody, they're not. This isn't Belarus, you know. The Ukrainians they're fighters. They wanted to join the West. This war has been going on for a long time, and there's no way they can win.
And, the only glimmer of hope that I'm fucking seeing is all these videos that are coming out of Russians in Russia clutching Ukrainian flags, wrapping them around their own backs, burning their Russian fucking passports, apologizing to Ukrainians and the rest of the fucking world. So the longer this goes on, the worse it's only going to get for Putin, because now the thing is, the troops are already demoralized, all right, because it's a war they don't want any part of. Most of them don't even know that the war is still even going on, because they're probably keeping it from the soldiers the way they did when their invasion started, where they told them, all right, you're just going here, that's all there is. The people are going to accept you, and you're just there to keep the peace. But look at what's going on. People are throwing themselves under tanks like they did in Tiananmen Square. They're fucking jumping on vehicles. They're fucking attacking soldiers. Unarmed civilians are attacking soldiers. That doesn't sound like a country that's welcoming you. They're constantly, all the soldiers that they're catching, all the Russian soldiers that are being caught, they're not being killed. They're being stripped of all their guns, all their shit. They're asked actually to join if they want to fight for the freedom of the Ukrainian population, because most of them either have relatives or friends that are maybe not are fully Ukrainian, but probably have parents that were from there or grandparents that were from there. So it's basically like you're fighting against your own people. So the troops are demoralized. They're given fucking rations that are 7 years expired because that the fucking oligarchs.
Yo, can you close that window up? It's getting loud. Can you close that window up?
Yeah. How's that?
That's a lot better. Dude, I know it's horrible. You could probably, I don't know if anybody can hear, my son himself is crying right now in the background, because anytime I put on the coverage, he doesn't even understand, but he understands the atrocities that are going on, and he's expressing his displeasure. I mean, nobody wanted this. This would be like the last thing anybody ever wanted, would be another war. While we're trying to recover from COVID with inflation and all of this crap happening in the world, this goddamn bastard Putin is dragging this. Like, what is it? A lot of people are saying he's insane, he's crazy. But I don't know. I don't even know. I think like he just thought that this was a good opportunity to take, and he thought he was gonna freaking just take it over and expand and go, because he's obsessed. A lot of people were saying he's obsessed about the old Soviet Union.
If he falls back, he's gonna look.
Oh, that's it, dude. If he falls back now, it's over. Russia lost. Putin lost. That's it. The world will he will never be able to live that down. If they pull back now, it's over. They lost.
Yeah, it would be the beginning. Like I said, it would be the beginning of the end of Russian communism, and fucking hopefully the corruption too.
I doubt it. Dude, Russia's always been corrupt. Since like the Tsars, they've never had a moment of peace or like any of democracy. They've never had it. Even like just the Russian attitude. I was watching some interviews. Right? Let me see. What the hell is it? Damn, I wanted to put some bombings on. I'll do it later. Let me see. Oh yeah. So I was watching some interviews, and they were talking about like, oh, so what are you doing? What are you gonna do now with the ruble being worthless and everything like that? The person was saying like, well, it's not really going to affect us because we don't have anything. We work crazy hours. So we're just going to have to keep just working more, and we don't have any savings anyway. So it's Like, it's not going to affect us, you know? And that goes to show you how much the people have accepted being screwed over already, you know? And they show that the
Yeah, because
ruble's worth has been going down since Putin got elected, you know? It's just been going down every single war. In Georgia, when they got into Georgia, it went down. Then when they got into Crimea, it went down. And then now it's just complete wipe your ass with that.
yeah, and you just got to. The thing is, it's insane that the ruble is not even worth the fucking paper that it's printed on.
Yeah.
And the worst part is that all these sanctions are only going to affect the people that are already, the Russian people that are already fucking broken poor.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't give a fuck about these sanctions. And they even said, like, these aren't going to be, like, immediate effects. They're going to affect them in the long. But I don't know, man. This whole thing is just, it's fucking crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like some of these conspiracy nuts. Like, don't get me wrong, man. I love a good conspiracy. But this is insane. Like, how can you possibly say that this is just like what they're saying is like this is just like staged so that America can fuck, you know, because war is good for business. So
Yeah.
it's a great way to restore the economy. But the entire world is fucking against him. Not just America, the entire world is, except for the fucking Chinese and those fucking Serbian fucking cowards too.
Yeah. How do you think this plays out?
Fucking scary.
How does this play out? Is your family safe? Does everybody have an AK-47 in Ukraine? You're from Kiev too, so you're from the capital city. You have family from there. How are they doing? Is everybody okay? What are the people doing that that couldn't get out? And how many were able actually to get out? Because I heard stories of people trying to get out, then they had to come back and everything like that.
Well, they can't get out because Kiev is encircled by the Russians, and because they're shooting at civilians, if you try to fucking leave, you'll die. So most of them see the better option is to get a fucking gun or some kind of semi-automatic rifle from the Ukrainian government and sit in their fucking homes. And if somebody tries to get in, you just fucking blast them away.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the worst part is that guns are nice to have and all, but there's nothing you can do about fucking bombs that are being dropped and fucking missiles that are going into your buildings.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as my family, some are in like bomb shelters, basements, and some are just at home, just keeping away from the windows and such.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I talk to them every day. If you think this is all fucking a fabricated story, you're a fucking idiot. I'm telling you this now. As a fucking person who does have relatives there, I doubt they would lie to me when they tell me that there's fucking bombs constantly going off, constant explosions. You mean this is just straight from the fucking source?
And you haven't been on Brighton Beach, right? I'm assuming. I wonder what the outlook is over there on Brighton.
Not since this whole thing started.
Yeah. It'd be good to get some perspective to see what the other people are thinking over there. You know what I mean? Because I wonder, like, with the the Russian state TV, like, I mean, I guess the people in it seems like everybody in the city, the younger people know what's going on, but I wonder on the outskirts, the people actually, like, you know, how much blockage is there? Is like Facebook banned in there? I heard that it's limited, right? That you're not allowed to spread anything they consider misinformation or anything like that.
Yeah, I was reading something about how social media networks were basically blocking. But what I was going to say is that you have to remember that the people that live on Brighton are all Eastern European immigrants who fled from Russian tyranny.
Yeah.
So I highly doubt that there's going to be any kind of support for Putin in this area. The only support he's going to get, like I said, is from Serbia, China, and, you know, the fucking Russian nationalists that every country has.
Yeah.
Every country has their own squadron of nationalists.
Jesus. What are you able to do to support Ukraine? Are you able to do anything over here? I mean, have you been going to any of the protests? Do you think they're pointless? Do you think is it better just to go to protest or just what do you think?
I mean, dude, it's nice to show your support for the troops in Ukraine by protesting, but protesting here, I don't think that's actually going to solve anything. America's already funding the Ukrainians whatever they can, and they made it clear that they have no intention of sending troops over there. So protesting is good and all, but I mean, I personally think it ain't really going to do much.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't blame America for not sending any troops. I don't blame any other country for not sending troops. I mean, I believe everybody's doing as much as they can do without trying to get into a nuclear war, which Putin
yeah,
like to remind I guess, like to remind the entire world that that's what's different about Russia versus all these other countries that are like, that people have been
like,
going to, like Iraq. Let's say America, they don't have the nukes, but he's like, you can't, nobody's going to stop me because I'll blow
exactly,
everybody up.
exactly. And if the West was to get involved, who do you think is going to be the first country that gets a fucking nuke?
Yeah. Well, exactly. America is the largest military power in the world. That's why Germany was getting a lot of flank for not for basically being leeches, because they weren't investing any money into their military or anything. But the funny thing is, now it seems like everybody's going to step up all of their freaking military spending. So I don't know if that's what Putin wanted, but that's what he's getting, and they're getting crazy sanctions on them. I'm interested to see how long this can last, and I just hope that Ukraine freaking doesn't get demolished more than it already is getting from like some of the videos that I've seen.
Yeah. And the thing is, even Putin knows at this point that he's kind of stepped over, kind of like opened up some boundaries. That's why he doesn't trust anybody anymore, because he probably thinks that the fucking people that used to be the closest to him are the ones that might actually try to assassinate him now, because they're suffering more than he is. Oh, got his entire case of paranoia.
Yeah.
You seen the pictures of him like sitting like 30 feet away from anybody? Um, I don't know, man. This guy's just fucking nut job.
And it seems like the problem was too, he was also surrounded by a lot of yes men who all they've been doing is reassuring him that he's right. Because, dude, did you see that video? There's a video I'll play later after you get off the phone or something. There was a video he was talking with his like foreign something international spy freaking whatever, whoever the hell the guy was. The guy was freaking barely able to get a word out because of how scared he was talking to Putin. Because Putin's like, "What do you suggest we do?" And he's like, And the guy was like, "We should be open to negotiations for peace." And he's like, "Just say what you mean." And the guy could barely get it out. He was basically, people were saying his whole life was flashing in front of his eyes because he saw Putin. Like, Putin looks at you. You know what I mean? Putin's a freaking mobster. He could get you whacked, especially in that country. So I think
Oh yeah.
everybody's surrounded. He's so isolated and he's surrounded by yes men. They're just telling him, yes, yes, well, because everything's corrupt, dude. The tanks are running out. You sent me a video of the food that they have, the rations or whatever that they're supposed to get. They're like 7 years expired. They're 7 years
Yeah.
expired
So
because because you have to understand, Russia gives a front, just like in Sochi. When you look back at Sochi, that's what Russia wants to do. Putin wants to give the illusion of being this world power, but in reality, everything is they're all taking like they're cutting corners. Everything is a cut corner. The tanks are falling apart. The wheels are falling off. The food rations are 8 years old. Why are they 8 years old? Because aren't you supposed to get new food ration that lasts? Yes, you're supposed to, but you know what some of the Russians are doing? Because they can get away with it, they're probably pocketing the money. So it's just the Russian mentality to you skip corners, and that's what you end up with. The fucking planes can't even fly. One of the planes I heard it was taken off, the fucking wings fell off. You know? The
that
weapons,
surprised me.
the weapons are dated, and but that's the entire. What Americans don't understand. That's the mentality where they give the the Putin's palace, that they're like, it cost $500 million to build, And it's like, yeah, the fucking walls are all moldy. They're falling apart because nothing was done proper, you know? It's like everything can be bought. You go to Russia, you get caught by a cops, you give them $50. Everything is fucking cheap and stolen and everything because everybody, it's just the mentality of the people. Fuck you, pay me. And you cut corners. Nothing's done right. You know, if it says made in Russia, fucking throw that shit in the garbage. It's like just like a lot of the things that are made in China where it's like it's done cheap, you know? It's a fucking it's a pile it's basically a pile of shit that has like fucking a little bit of fucking like spray painted with gold color. You know what I mean? It gives the perception of it being something that it's not. You know, it's a pile of shit that's spray painted gold.
Are now releasing videos directed at Russian and Belarusian troops. I mean, it's pretty evident that the Russian government does not give a fuck about its soldiers at all. That's why they're sending them into this fucking, as it was described, it's a fucking meat grinder. They don't care about the lives of their troops. So I think that the only way that this situation is going to de-escalate is when the Russian people start revolting. I mean, like on a national scale. That would be the only time that maybe something could get resolved without any more bloodshed. But I heard, well, the rations are one thing. I mean, I heard that they're just so unprepared for the whole thing. They're sleeping outside. Fucking, it's scary, man. It's scary to see like people blindly go into a fucking war for some fucking cocksucker that just happens to have a lot of money.
Yeah. So
And saw
sorry,
that
go ahead.
picture yesterday about how the Russian government released a statement saying that the relatives of soldiers that died fighting in Ukraine will be reimbursed with 11,000 rubles, which today is worth about $100. So mothers are sending, they're not sending actually, mothers are losing their kids for $100 fucking. And the thing is, it's not like they sent them there willingly. They fucking went there without them even knowing anything about it. It's fucked.
Yeah, yeah. I see a lot of videos of the kids calling their parents when they're captured, and their parents are like, "Where the fuck are you?" They're like, "I don't know. I'm in Ukraine. They told us we're gonna be viewed as like liberators and everything like that. We're going to denazify them." And they're like, "Hell no." They're attacking us. They capture us. That's why some of them are laying down their guns because they're like, "What the fuck is going on here?" They're like, "This is like, you know." They don't know what to do. Some of them. I'm not saying all of them. Others are fucking whoever shot that missile into that apartment building. You know what I mean? Or whoever ran that guy over in the car with the tank. You
Yeah.
know, there's fucking maniacs out there that are nationalists, that are insane. For example, like those fucking Chechnyan terrorist fucks. You know, those Chechnyan crazy fuckers that Putin got, that they sent 12,000 of them on those are highly, or they were, are they highly trained? I mean, everybody was freaking scared of them, but I heard, like, not all of them got wiped
They,
out,
they're,
but
they are pretty well trained. Most of them are very experienced when it comes to modern warfare. But look what happened to them. They got routed pretty quick, and their fucking general took a bullet to the fucking head on the second fucking day that he was in combat. So it just goes to show you that no matter how many guns, bombs, and soldiers you can have, the most important thing is the fucking will and the what's the word I'm looking for here? It's the will and the spirit of a fucking population that's fighting for their freedom.
well, yeah, exactly, absolutely. I mean, the people who if your country's being invaded, you're gonna fight harder.
I don't know. You were just talking when I was talking. I didn't hear what
No,
you said.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying that buildings and roads can be rebuilt, but lives can't be reclaimed.
No, I agree. What I was saying is like, yeah, absolutely. Even though if you might be outnumbered, but the thing is, even if you're outnumbered, if your country's the one who's getting invaded, you're gonna have way more motivation to fight. You know what I mean? If
That
you're
and you're
invading,
an advantage.
yeah,
That's why a lot of these soldiers that are releasing videos to the Russian soldiers, they're saying, listen, this is our land. We know these streets. We know these roads. We have the upper hand, and we have all the weapons that we need to fight you off. You're not going to win. And that's why, did you see what they're doing? They're taking down all the road signs to, like that, you kind of show you which city is in which direction. So all these soldiers that are invading, they don't even know which fucking way to go.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is there was a time that I thought that Putin was a very smart fucking strategist, but this just goes to show that he does not give a fuck about strategy. He's not, I don't know what the fuck he's trying to do anymore, but he's definitely not trying to strengthen Russia on a global scale. That's for sure.
Yeah, Russia's, like I said, I'm also thinking that this might be the end for the fucking Russia. I mean, I don't see any way they're getting out of this. You know,
Yeah.
even if they win, the sanctions are so tough. The people will probably will revolt.
They will, believe me, once a dog goes hungry long enough, it will bite its owner.
I like that. Have you been talking to any Russians, anything like that? We got a Russian perspective in America.
Well, as you know, we do have our fair share of Russian friends.
We do.
And I hear the same from everybody. They're ashamed to call themselves Russian.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't always like that, but, you know, in today's world, they're like, I'm ashamed to say that I'm fucking Russian to people.
And to be fair, it's not their fault. You know what I mean? It's not their fault that that there's some psychopath.
Nobody is blaming the Russian population for all this fucking bullshit. It's only one guy to fucking blame for all this.
The thing is, somebody's got to take him out, though. It's got to be done. You know?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing, really. You know, you always hear about, like, how fucking the United States and whatnot can take out anybody anywhere on the fucking planet with pretty much ease.
Yep.
But this fucker has been, like, he had definitely beat the odds.
Yeah. I mean, whoever took out Epstein, I wish they would freaking go for Mr. Putin. Know what I mean?
Well, Epstein was a lot easier. He was in a jail cell.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, of course. I mean, dude, with Putin being surrounded by only the people he chooses, and who the hell knows, like, that thing was weird, him sitting at the table and other people are sitting. Is he, like, paranoid? Is this what normally happens? That does not look like him sitting with only a few people. This looks like freaking Hitler's last days in the bunker. It doesn't seem like he's surrounded by like a big army of people that are giving him good news. He's pissed off. He's frustrated. Everything is falling apart. His obsession, because he was super obsessed about World War II and the history, because his dad was in World War II and everything like that. But his biggest thing was when the Soviet Union collapsed, his heart broke, because he was a KGB, some sort of general or something in East Germany or whatnot. And then when it collapsed, he couldn't believe it. He said this was the biggest tragedy that has ever happened in the world. And he's always, I think his dream was to always bring it back to what he considers the glory, to have Ukraine, to have the Baltic states, to this bullshit fucking fake whatever, this fake reality that he's been obsessed about. That's why he's calling the Ukrainians neo-Nazis, because he's reliving that. This is World War II. The Russians are fighting the Nazis and we're winning, and that's how he's summarizing it basically in his head. He's fucking LARPing. He's a fucking live action role playing, and he's fucking losing somehow. He's losing. He was supposed to come in, take it over, and he was this tough guy he's gonna come in. Ukraine, okay, you want to fucking be on the, with the West? You want to join NATO and everything? I'm going to take back Crimea, and you guys aren't going to do shit. And that, honestly, might be our big problem, that, that we didn't impose tougher sanctions, because that gave him the balls. And then, that gave him the balls to think that he can start pushing more into Ukraine. And I guess I'm assuming that he waited for this opportunity was a pretty good opportunity. He thought, I guess, that he can go and take Ukraine over because nobody's going to want to fight. Especially everybody's going to focus on recovering because every country suffered, took hits, you know. And guess what, motherfucker? Nope. Now you're fucking enemy number one of the whole entire planet, you piece of shit. So
Yeah.
everybody's yeah.
Like I said, like he will go down in history, and not as like even the Russian people will never fucking praise him after he fucking kicks the bucket. Like the entire world is just gonna look at him as another Hitler. He fucked up his entire reputation for the entire world in a matter of fucking hours. How are you going to say that you're going to go to the Donbass region where you have Ukrainian separatists to basically save them, but then you say that it's a military operation, and within minutes of you fucking announcing this, you start bombing Kiev? What is Kiev is hundreds of miles away from that area. What is your purpose? Like you don't even try to hide it anymore. But like everybody knows the fucking gist. Everybody's still trying to hide it. Still doesn't want to call it a war.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's not allowing any of the bloggers to famous Russian bloggers to call it war or anything like that. So they had to replace it with different words. So there's this famous Russian blogger or something. He wrote an article, dude. I wish I could probably find it, but I'll just summarize it. It was something like that. He wrote, he said, and with the Russian operation going on in Ukraine, Russia is dropping love on the Ukrainian citizens. And he replaced it like this. Russia is supplying so much love to Ukraine that all the citizens can't take it, and they're all like basically fleeing because of how much love Russia's providing them, because their words are even like taken over. So he did that, you know, as like a satire and anything, because it's like, even, you know, I mean, it's pretty clear what the hell's going on, unless I don't know how bad it is. I don't know if it's as easy. If it's as easy for me to look up the information here as it is over there. I understand that they're television, but I don't know how far the internet is blocked. Like I know in China they got a huge hold on it, you know, and it even seems that China's even going against them too, sort of. I know Taiwan is definitely, but Taiwan, of course, they would go against them because they're basically the Ukraine on Asia, and China is the Russia.
Yeah, I guess that's what they were naming their bombs. Love.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah.
I just saw earlier today. They said that Russia was building some kind of pipeline for natural gas. You know. To be honest, I don't know if I don't know how much longer China is just gonna be like, yeah, everything is fine. Like, there's got to be a certain point when they're like, yo, we got to get the fuck out of this. Or maybe they won't. Maybe they'll just be like, yeah, we're gonna be protecting our investments. So we'll see how that ends. But anyway, man, I got to run. So
Okay.
I'm gonna hit you up later, I guess.
All right, cool. Yeah, let me know if you want to come on for the evening show. Evening show starts at around like 8:30 p.m.
All right, I'll let you know.
Cool.